before this court. Exhibit LL, it was read into the record yesterday. Exhibit LL is SAP 14A, which is the notice of rights in terms of the Constitution. Do you see that, Karen?
Correct.
Okay, yes. And from that document, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't see any reference to the forced Laura's case 636 October 2014. Maybe I did not look at it. Maybe you can help me.
Yes, I recall the evidence as I'm following it. It's about Fouquet case.
Yes. Fouquet
case. It has nothing to do with forced Laura's.
It stands on the document.
Yeah, and it was introduced by Mr. Ngomezu. As I follow the evidence clearly.
Yes, my lord. I know where I'm going to, my lord, with the witness.
Okay, fine.
Yes, thank you, my lord. So when these rights were explained, there is nothing referring to the case that you are dealing with, which is forced Laura's case 636, as per this.
That's a good place, my lord. I don't see if someone is charged for a specific case that it is expected that reference should be made to a different case. We submit that it's an unfair question.
Mr. Msholo, we can cross-examine her however she wants. All I'm saying is that document which you are referring to, it was introduced into evidence by Mr. Ngomezu, accused number 2's advocate. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
It's not introduced by the state.
Yes.
Okay.
So also what I'm trying to clarify, my lord, from the witness is that the rights which were previously explained to the accused before the witness explained the rights were not in respect of the same case that he was dealing with.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Yes, that's what I wanted to clarify, my lord, with the witness.
Ngomezulu made it clear, didn't you say?
That's correct.
That actually there is no proof that that warning in English of his rights, he understood it. That is accused number 2. That's how we put it.
That's how.
And then at 4:50 on the 19th of June, can you go there, Colonel, again to serial number 534? Are you able to locate that entry? 534 on the 19th of June. That is the day when you obtain the statement from the witness, from the accused.
Correct.
Number 534.
Yes. And what does it say?
Of 50 prisoners transferred. Detective Sergeant Mokhane of National Cold Cases Unit with one male suspect of murder on Nongo Marquez 163 of 6/2018. Bongani Ntanzi, cell number 64 of 6/2020, SAP 14A 1266765, transferred to Force Laura's court without any injury or complaint.
Ngazo ke i-19 ngolesihlanu ke i-19 ka June 2020 isikhathi ke u10 to 5 ekseni iboshwa ke seziyahanjiswa noma ziyatransfera Detective Sergeant Mokhane hambisa ke isiboshwa esodwa somuntu wesilisa cala ke lokubulala Nongoma case 1636 2018 Bongani Ntanzi inamba ke cell 6406 2020 SAPS 14A 51266765 hanjiselwa ke noma indluliselwa eForce Lawyers inkantolo yakhona futhi ke engenakulimala.
Colonel, you will answer, you respond to this if you can. If you can't, just say no, you cannot respond. I'm asking this in respect of the state of sobriety of the accused who was brought to you in the morning. I've just related to you the manner in which he was handled within the police cells. He's booked back, he's booked out in the morning, he's taken back early in the morning at 2:30, is booked out at 4:50. In other words, it means this person did not sleep. According to the entries as I was following them. Because it's booked back at 2:20 and it's booked out at, he's being charged. I think there were also other work that was being done at the station when the person is charged. And then at 4:50, it's booked out to court. But I know from your evidence that before he went to court at 6:50 or at 7:30, he was taken to you. Am I correct?
Correct.
Njengoba usho-ke ukuthi-ke indlela-ke ebabesebenza ngayo-ke kumasela ukuthi ekhishiwe ekuseni wase yabuyiswa aphinde akhishwe futhi ezoya enkantolo kodwa ngaphambi kokuthi aye enkantolo-ke ngo-7:30 weza kumina.
And according to the defense counsel for accused number 1 is that is when accused number 2 was being assaulted a day before when he was brought to you, which is the 18th when he was booked out, up to the midnight when he was booked back. Do you understand that, Colonel?
Yes.
I'm not saying he was assaulted by you. I'm telling you what happened to the accused before he was brought to you.
I should have known that. He should have told me that he was assaulted.
Ukuthi uma kuwukuthi-ke washaywa-ke kwakufanele ukuthi ngakwazi lokho, kwakufanele ukuthi wangitshela ukuthi bamshaye.
Okay.
If it really took place.
Uma kuwukuthi ngempela kwenzeka.
Okay, it's fine. I'm still coming there, Kenneth.
Correct.
But this is the end of this occurrence book that we have here regarding the handling of the accused. I have requested from the state the next OB entry to see where was accused number 2 taken from, because he was booked at 4:50 to False Lawyers Court. There is no court that was opened at that time. We want to see where he was taken. The OB book, I have requested it from the state. Arrangements are being made. Because in your evidence, you said he was brought to you by Constable Jonathan. Am I correct?
Correct.
Ngishilo ukuthi-ke walethwa kumina uJonathan umswaba.
So we need to see from where did Jonathan get hold of accused number 2. Do you understand?
I understand.
The one who took the suspect to you.
Correct.
Okay. You have just mentioned that you introduced yourself as the police officer or as the Justice of Peace?
Justice of peace.
Justice of Peace. Oh, okay. What did you say to the accused when you introduced yourself as Justice of Peace? What is Justice of Peace?
That I'm a commissioned officer in the South African Police.
Ngachaza-ke ukuthi-ke ngi-officer-ke commissioned-ke kumaphoyisa.
Okay.
Certificated by the president.
Ukuthi-ke lokho-ke i-certificate lokho-ke lokho kucertifywe noma-ke kuqinisekiswe umengameli.
Okay. So you told the accused that you are the commissioned officer.
That's correct.
And the accused did not know what the commissioned officer is. Did you explain it in Zulu or in the language that he would understand?
Yes, I make it clear to him that he understand.
Okay. I want that explanation, that interpretation of a commissioned officer that you gave to the accused when you introduced yourself. Because he has been within the police the whole day, a day before. He was brought back and he has been brought back by other police officers. Now there is this person who is a neutral person. How did you introduce yourself to the accused in the language that he understood? I know in English as it is written here, but I want the Zulu word that you translated or you interpreted whatever to the accused in order for the accused to understand the nature and the type of person who was before him at that time.
Ngamtshela ukuthi ngiphoyisa elikhulu.
Oh.
Iphoyisa elikhulu eMzansi Afrika. So nginikeze amandla upresident uthi ngathatha i-statement.
I told him or informed him that I'm a top or a senior officer in the police service and that I've been authorized by the president.
Okay. So if you told the accused that My lord, if I can just use the word as the witness used, that uyiphoyisa elikhulu.
That's correct.
So it means uyiphoyisa elikhulu than those who have been handling him. If I understand it, the interpretation, if you introduce yourself as iphoyisa elikhulu than those who have been handling the accused.
By then, when he was with me,
Yes, when you're introducing yourself and saying, no, mina ngiphoyisa elikhulu.
that's correct.
Yes. So I'm asking, am I getting you correct to say it means you introduce yourself as iphoyisa elikhulu than the other police officers who have been dealing with accused number 2?
I didn't expect them to because they were the investigating officers, people related to the case. I was a very innocent person at all.
Okay, but you were iphoyisa elikhulu.
That's correct.
Okay. Did-
Mina ke bona ke babe ngabantu ebaba laba okhuluma ngabo ukuthi ngithi ngiphoyiswe ekhulu kwabanye laba ayihlangene nabo. Mina ke ngangiwumuntu njena ongahlangene nophenyo bona babe yingxenye yophenyo.
And that interpretation on its own, that when we iphoyisa elikhulu, induced fear to the accused. Am I wrong?
I disagree with that.
Okay.
It depends
No,
on
it's fine.
how the person takes it.
No problem, Kenny. No problem.
Ngiyaphikisana ke nalokho ukuthi ke lokho ke kwabe sekumsabisa nje indlela engayikhathi noma engazithula ngayo kuyena ukuthi umuntu yena ke uyithatha kanjani.
Did you tell accused number 2 that besides being iphoyisa elikhulu, but you are not part of the investigating team?
Correct.
Ngamtshela ukuthi angisiyona ke noma ngiyilona iphoyisa elikhulu angisiyona ingxenye yophenyo.
Okay. And that was not recorded in the document. Am I correct? That was not recorded in Exhibit HH. Do you still have Exhibit HH in front of you? Exhibit HH is the confession documents that you completed.
I do not have it yet.
Okay. Am I know it should be given to you, but I know you know.
It's annotated.
I know that you know this document. Besides the document being handed back to you, because it's something that you did. I just wanted to confirm the manner in which you introduced yourself to the accused as an independent person. And the explanation we have given to this court is not recorded in Exhibit HH. It's common cause. Do you agree with me, Kenan? Oh, I'm sorry. he's being
I'll
disturbed.
request you to rephrase your question.
Oh, okay, I will rephrase. I will repeat. I am saying, Colonel, the interpretation you have given to me right now.
I mean, if you think about it, there's about just over 1.4 billion people on the continent,
Very young
right?
population as well.
Exactly. And about 158 million of those are actually in the public education, and about 43 million odd in the private education system. So definitely there is, a big investment gap that not only listed private education players can address, but also investors.
No, I agree with you.
Okay.
But in overall, to give clarity based on that, is that he's a member from the public.
Is a member?
From the public.
Okay.
Yeah, he does not know the ranks in the police.
Okay.
Yes.
Lokho ke okusho ukuthi ke indlela ke ngayichaza ngayo nokuthi ke ngumuntu ke mina ke imele engasona ingxenye yophenyo umuntu ke ongazi ukuthi ikhundla ihamba kanjani ke uyilunga lomphakathi akazazi ukuthi ikhundla ihamba kanjani emaphoyiseni.
I understand that, Colonel, you are still coming to that. But I wanted to get from you the manner in which you introduce as a neutral and an independent person to the accused.
As a good question, so I think that question needs to be qualified, because if one looks at paragraph, the second last paragraph, it says, as well as the fact that I bear no knowledge of the case.
I said that thing is annotated. If you recall me, I said it's annotated in the form, which he was read to.
Can I proceed, my lord?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, thank you. I'm not about what the state is raising, my lord. I'm on the interpretation of justice, of the peace
Yes.
to the accused.
Yes, yes.
As to how you interpreted that to the accused in the manner that he understood as to who the person he was dealing with when he was about to make the statement. Do you understand that, Lieutenant Kenneth?
That's great.
Yes, and the reason why I have referred you to the previous entries, referring to the manner in which the accused was handled by the police, I wanted to bring it to your attention that we want to see when now he was brought to you, how were you introduced to him, into his mind? Not as being the person who had been part of the people who had booked him a day before, the whole day and the night. There is a neutral person who is innocent now. Do you understand, Kenneth, where I'm going to?
No, I understand.
Okay, yes. And then let's continue. Now, the accused is before you. You testified that you did not use an interpreter. I'm not sure whether at the beginning or towards the end when you realized that the accused was articulate to English or was well versed with English or will understand English somehow. I don't know how you'll explain it to me. I don't know, was it at the beginning? Or did you ask him if he understands English at what stage?
In the beginning.
In the beginning. How?
ukuthi ke isingisi uyasizwa ke lokho ngambuza ke ekuqaleni.
How? Did you ask him? How did you see? How did you find out that he understood English?
I did ask him. We spoke before. I can start with with the interview.
Ngambuza ke ekuqaleni futhi ke ekuqaleni sakhulumisana ke noma saxoxa ke ngaphambi kokuthi ngiqale ngayo interview.
Okay. And then he said he understood English.
Yes.
Okay.
Wathi ke English uyayizwa.
Did you record that? That at the interview, after introducing myself, I asked accused number 2 if he understood English, and he confirmed that he understood.
That was not the crux of the matter.
Okay.
Because I was doing interpretation for it.
Ukuthi ke lokho ngakubhala phansi noma ngizange ngibhala phansi kwangasilona udaba esasihlangene ngalo lolo ngoba ke ngangimtolikele.
But in your mind, did you think or did you know that you were supposed to record a statement from the deponent in the language that he understands?
Yes, I did record the statement in the language that he understood.
Okay.
And it was transferred vice versa from Zulu to English.
Isitatimende lesi ngasenza noma ngasibhala ke ngolimi aluzwayo futhi ke lisiwe ke kwiZulu liphinde ke lisiwe futhi kwi-English.
So if he understood English, if he said I understand English, why then did you do the interpretation in Zulu? If the accused had said to you, no, why was it necessary for the Zulu interpretation, if it was ever done?
My understanding and my view by then, he wasn't so good
Okay.
in English. That's why I kept on in Zulu.
Okay.
Yes.
So he,
Ukuzwa kwami ke kanye novo lwami ke ngalelo langa lelo ukuthi yebo noma ngithi ke isingisi lesi ke esizwa ke noma esazi ke kodwa engasazi kahle ngaleyo ndlela ingakho ngagxila ke kwisizulu.
if you could see that he was not so good in English, how come you gave him the same statement that was recorded in English and expect him to read and understand the content of such a crucial statement which was recorded in English after we have realized that he was not good in English? He may have said, yes, I know English, but
The statements is understood in the correct way. It was made freely.
Voluntarily, yes, yeah. I'm referring to the issue of the correct interpretation and the fact, the issue whether the accused understood English. I know you have given the answer, but it's not what I was asking.
That I interpreted facts of this matter, that I explained. He doesn't understand, but the main issue.
Unikelo konake wakutolikelo ke ukumnikeza ke ukuthi uyezwa akabuza uyakunderstanda yini lokho kwangakusilona udaba ukuthi ke lokho konake
interpretation. In your document you say you gave the statement back to him to read because he understood English, but now we are saying you could see that he was not good in English. So I am saying to you, do you see that you gave the statement to someone to read something that he did not understand?
That's why the interpretation took.
Thank
you. Let's move on. I'll leave it for argument. And then, Colonel, I have also just arrested respect of this matter. The accused number 2, had not yet been charged when he was brought before you. You may disagree, it's not your part, it's for the arresting officer, but I'm just putting it to you that when he was brought before you, you may agree, you may disagree. Or if
according to the evidence that is coming out of this, it seems that the accused person was entangled in more than one case.
Sorry, I didn't get
ngokobufakazi ke obuphumayo noma obukhona ke lapha kubukeka ngathi umsolo wakhe wayebhekene namacala angabhekelanga necala elilodwa ke kodwa ke kungamacala kuhlanganise amacala.
Okay, yes, I've also realized that, but now I'm referring to case 636. It may not be case 636 according to the instruction that was given to you, which I'm going to ask you to tell us. What were you asked to do in respect of which case when you receive a call?
No, I will agree with you. In terms of according to the records that are put here.
Yes.
Ngokwalama record ke noma lokubhaliwe la ngizovumelana ke na ukuthi yebo ke bangasiyana ke kodwa u636 noma ke akekho la u636 10/2014.
Okay. So when he was before you, when he was brought to you.
Correct.
Okay. When he was brought to you, you understood him to be an accused or a detained person? Because I heard yesterday in your examination that there is a difference between a detained and an accused person.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So before you, you related to him as what type of?
He was a detainee.
He was a detainee.
Ngathi ke evela ngaphambi kwami ke kwakuumuntu ke ovalelwe.
Okay. If he was a detainee, then it means the right to be taken to court within 48 hours, sorry my lord, ought to have been explained. Or it was applicable to him, even if it was not explained, but it was applicable to him because he was a detained person. If it was not, you can say that there is no problem.
As far as I remember, it's an arrested person who must appear in court before the expiry of 48 person, not a detained. That is the law.
Okay. And then, under the rights, constitutional rights, or amongst the constitutional rights that you explained to the accused in respect of the statement that you are about to take, you have introduced yourself, we have introduced the purpose. Ne?
Correct.
Did you inform the accused that he was not obliged to make a statement?
Correct.
And where is that in this form? Maybe I missed it out mistakenly. Is that right recorded here?
Yes.
Where is it? Where it says we are not obliged. Not oblast.
It's explained in another way.
In another way.
Yeah, but with the same meaning.
Oh,
ichazwe
okay.
ngenye indlela ke kodwa isho kona lokho.
Oh, okay. Where is that? If it's not here, but you did explain, you can just say that.
Number one. At, I think it's page 2. 1.
Okay.
Page 2, number 1.
Okay. Paragraph 1. You mean paragraph 1 of exhibit HH?
Yeah, it is HH.
Correct.
Okay.
That, can I just read it out?
You can read it.
He was informed of the right to remain silent and warned that anything he says may be held against him in a court of law.
Lana ke uthi ke watshelwa ke ukuthi unelungelo lokuthula angasho lutho nokwexwayiswa ke nokuthi nakuphi akushoyo ke kungasetshenziswa ngakuyena ke enkantolo yomthetho.
Yeah, that's the right to remain silent.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and then where is that one which says you are not oblast? You must know that now as you are before me, you are not oblast. Awuphoqelekile ukusenza lesi statement. If it was explained, Colonel, before we waste the course time.
No, it was explained to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wachazelwa ke lelo lungelo lelo, sorry. Proceed. No, you can proceed, it's fine.
You want to read it, Colonel?
No, I'm fine, my lord.
It's there, read it. At the end there, after the warnings, etc., etc., do you still want to make a statement? I recall it as that document was being read yesterday. Is there no statement like that there?
My lord, I'm still going through.
Okay. But if I'm taking through this form, Colonel, this is at the beginning when you were sitting with this person and you were going page by page. Am I correct?
Correct.
Yes. And you were still at the beginning when you were, after you had introduced yourself, you are telling this person that you are not compelled in terms of the Constitution to make the confession. Before he proceeds, before you yourself proceed with anything, so that you could decide whether to proceed or not. At the beginning.
That's correct.
Lana ke kusekuqaleni la ngimchazela khona ke ngayo iform lena ke ngaphambi kokuthi ezeke istatement la ngimchazela khona ukuthi akaphoqelekileke ukuthi asho lutho noma ngakhuluma.
Okay. But that right is not contained under the legal representation.
Lokho ngikuchazile waphendula wathi yebo le yampendulo.
No, it's fine. Come and make the statement. You see that paragraph 7 on
Yes.
page 2.
Yes.
Yebo ngiyambona ke paragraph 7 obuzayo ukuthi ushayiwe yini usatshisiwe ukhona yini umuntu okushayile okusabisile noma
To someone who has introduced himself as
Diplomatically, that he understood.
My Lord, I've got no further questions. However, that OB book, my Lord, I think this.
No re-examination. No re-examination. Thank you, my lord.
Professor Elikud, you don't have regarding the manner in which you allegedly incited or or you were in the presence of persons who were, some of them your juniors, you and Ginanda, assaulting accused number 2, Mr. Sibiya.
akaze ukwazi ukuthi khona yini isiqhawuke la khonza khona igwegwe la ekwayo bekwa khona ke ku IPD ekubo ibona abaphenya amaphoyisa uthi ke uKennel ngisho ke umsola lona ngase futhi ngisusa ke ingubo leza noma impahla zakhe angibonanga lutho akashongo nakumina ukuthi bamshaya.
There was a docket relating to assault GBH because according to Mr. Mgomezulu, he was tortured, he was assaulted, to such a condition that you asked allegedly, usaphila lo muntu. So it was
Mr. Mgomezulu awashaya ngalo number 2 kwazeke ufakazi lona wabuza ukuthi usaphila yini, uthi cha angaze ngithwese icala njalo.
see. I'm accused number 2. Was it on the 19th?
Correct, Madam.
June.
June, yeah, 19 June.
And according to your knowledge, when did he appear in?
To take him to the magistrate.
The same day.
Yeah, the same day.
Ngiyakhumbula ngibatshela ke inkantolo ufuna ukwazi ukuthi wayovelana nenkantolo, ngiyakhumbula ngibatshela ukuthi kufanele ayovela ke phambi kwemanje ngalelo langa lelo.
Okay. Questions arise, Mr. Mnesi, Mr. Nguma.
The Criminal Procedure Act, madam. It doesn't seem that it's there. However, there are other considerations